Goed, graad 8, les 10. Ons is besig met die woordsomme vir die vergelykings. These are the word problems that are still busy with the equations that we've been doing in this theme. So die eerste vraag het gevra, laat ons nou net weer so translate from Afrikaans to English. Dit gaan oor 'n pa se ouderdom wat 3 keer die ouderdom van sy seun is. So a father is 3 times the age of his son. So he's 3 times as old. So if they told me if the son is today X years old, die seun is vandag X jaar oud. That was given. The son is X years old. So if the dad is 3 times as old as the son, then how old is the dad going to be? 3 keer soveel. 3 keer soveel means 3 times as much. So you can say 3x. Careful that you listen to the language. It's not 3 years older. That would be x plus 3, and that can't be a dad then. It could have been maybe 2 brothers. The one is 3 years older than the other one. Then the one would be x and the other one would be x plus 3. Or minus 3 if he's the younger one. Luister mooi na die woorde. As ek vir jou sê, die een, dis 2 boeties byvoorbeeld, en die een is 3 jaar ouer, dan beteken dit die een is x en die ander is of x plus 3 as hy die ouer een is, of x min 3 as hy die jonger een wees. Or the sum of their ages means that you've got to add the two together. Listen to the math language. They said he's 3 times as old. 3 keer so oud. Daarom is hy 3x. Dit was die eerste vraagie. Nou vra hulle vir jou, kry vir my die seun se ouderdom oor 10 jaar. So how old will the boy, the son, be in 10 years' time? So now you can't start doing something new. You've got to keep with this program. So if the boy now was X years old, how old will he be in 10 years' time? That age plus 10. Maak dit sin? As ek vir jou sê, hierdie seun is nou huidiglik X, wat gaan hy oor 10 jaar wees? Dan beteken dit daai ouderdom plus 10 in 10 years' time. And then they also want to know what is the dad's age in 10 years' time. So oor 10 jaar, hoe oud is die pa? Nou is dit nie daai 1 maal 3 nie. That doesn't count anymore. If it was this 1 times 3, in 10 years' time, he's not going to be 3 times the age. It's going to be what he was here plus 10. 3x plus 10. So you must think of the logic between them. Whatever the age was there, in 10 years it's plus with 10. In 10 years it's plus with 10. That was 3.1.3. Then 3.1.4 says, write down an equation, translating here, and use this equation to find the current ages of the son and the father. Jy moet 'n vergelyking gaan neerskryf om die ouderdomme van die pa en seun van nou te gaan bepaal. If they say they want the current ages, basically what they're saying is I want x, because if I know x, I know all of these. Find x. But I need an equation. And I never wrote down all of this information because the sum started off saying, pa se ouderdom is 3 keer die ouderdom van sy seun, maar oor 10 jaar sal die som van hulle ouderdomme 68 wees. Dit het ek nog nie gebruik nie. They said the age of the dad is 3 times the age of the son, and then in 10 years, the sum of their ages will be 68. We never looked at that yet. It's information that was given to me that I have to use. So die informasie wat hulle vir my gegee het, is dat oor 10 jaar sal hulle saam 68 wees. In 10 years, their ages together will be 68. What ages? Watter ouderdomme moet daar staan? In 10 jaar gaan die seun se ouderdom nie x wees nie. In 10 jaar is die seun x plus 10. The age of the son in 10 years' time is this x plus 10. That's the son. The age of the father in 10 years is also not this one, it's this one. That age in 10 years' time, 3x plus 10. And if I add them all together, that should give me 68. So mens moet mooi lees met woordprobleme, en ek wil weer sê, ek het simpatie met jou. Woordprobleme is gewoonlik vir kinders die heel moeilikstes. So it is difficult to do word problems, so I've got sympathy with you. So please remember that this 68 was all about in 10 years' time, so you couldn't use the x and the 3x. It has to be the son in 10 years and the father in 10 years' time. So if I add them now I've got a normal equation, and it's the one that you did yourself. So this would be worth marks, maybe even 2 marks, for knowing that that is, when you add them, the answer is 68 because they said so. Now I can solve. Hoe los ek die vergelyking op? 1x en 3x gee 4x. Nou kan ek daai 10 so lank bymekaar tel en hierso is nou alternatiewe. If you wanted to alternatively first take the 10 and minus 10 here and minus 10 there. And then this one as well, minus 10 here and minus 10 there, you could. I decided I want to add the like terms and the like constants. Onthou daai terme 10 en 10 is konstantes wat ek kan bymekaar gaan tel. Then I can decide now I want to get x alone. It has been timed and it has been added. Wat gaan jy eers wegkry? Wat die verste is, naamlik die minus 20. Then I add on both sides negative 20. So that mission accomplished, I've got 4x alone. And 48. Hoe gaan ek nou vir x alleen kry? Hy is gemaal met 4, dan moet ek deel deur 4. Deel deur 4. Do you see that it helps you to work with color? You have to show what you're doing. That I'm subtracting 20 on either side. That I'm dividing 4 on either side. Then you can't go wrong. Dan is x se antwoord gelyk aan 12. Nou wat is x? What was x? X was the sun currently. X was die seun huidiglik geweest. Wat was die vraag? Skryf 'n vergelyking neer sodat jy vir my kan sê hoe oud is die pa en die seun nou. The question was, write down what are the current ages of the father and the son. So X was currently, now. So at the moment, now, the son is 12. That means that the father has to be 3 times as old, namely 36. So huidiglik is die seun, en ek is seker jy kan dit in Afrikaans skryf, nou is die seun 12 en die father is 36. Maak dit sin dat die een dan 3 keer so ver is, maar jy kan dit nog verder gaan toets. You can even test the 68. If they say in 10 years time the ages will be added together, you can test it. Your sum is finished. What would they be in 10 years time? He would be 22. In 10 years time he would be 46. And if you add them, what does it give you? 68. And you're very happy that your sum has worked. Alright, ek gaan nou met jou nog 2 kies doen, dat ons kan seker maak jy het 'n paar van hulle gekry, maar soos jy vir jou gesê het, bittermin van die 280 graad 8 wat daar is, gaan daar dalk omtrent 20 of 30 van julle wees wat regtig goed met hierdie goed gaan wees. Most of you will find it very difficult. So, 2 opeenvolgende onewige getalle is gegee by nommer 2. Read the question with me. They say that there are 2 consecutive odd numbers or uneven numbers. I don't know what they said. So as jy 2 opeenvolgende getalle het, 2 consecutive numbers, integers would be x, for instance, or ABC, whatever alphabet number you've got, alphabet letter you've got, then the next one would be +1. As jy 'n getal het en ek kry die volgende heel getalle, gaan ek sê +1. The previous one would be x minus 1. Die vorige een sou wees x minus 1. Maar hier's nou 'n kinkel in die kabel, want hulle sê vir my, dis 2 onewe getalle. If they are 2 odd numbers, and they tell me that the first one is b, what would be the larger one of the 2? How much do I have to add to get to the next odd one? Nou, dink 'n bietjie vir jouself. Waar is jou onewe getalle? Sê nou maar die een is 1, dan is die volgende een mos 3, en die volgende een 5, en die volgende een 7. I don't know which one is the first one. But I know that the difference between them, to stay odd, I have to add 2. Moet nou nie dink omdat jy 2 bytel gaan hy ewe word nie. Onthou hy was onewe. As jy 2 bytel gaan hy nog steeds onewe bly. 2 bytel gaan hy steeds onewe bly. You seem to think that if you add 2, it's going to be even. It's not. If the first one, whichever one it was, and you add another 2, it's still going to stay odd. So what is the difference between 2 odd numbers? 2. Wat is die verskil tussen 2 ewe getalle? Is ook steeds 2. Between any 2 odd numbers, there's a difference of 2. Between any 2 even numbers, there will still be a difference of 2. All that I know is they told me that it must be odd. But the next one, the larger one, will have to be plus with 2. Of dit nou ewes of onewe was, hierdie sou dieselfde gelyk het. The rest of the sum won't look the same. If this was even numbers, it will still be b and b plus 2. The rest of the sum won't look the same. And they've got to get the information right. Then they said, 3 times the largest number. How would I write 3 times the largest number? So the first number was B. The larger one was when I add 2 to it, larger than. And then if I get 3 times that larger number, dan gaan ons nou staan 3 maal met B plus 2. 3 times with B plus 2. Nou kan ek dit vereenvoudig. Jy kan dit mos nou al gaan inmaal. You know that is distributive law, so 3 times B just stays 3B. En 3 maal 2, plus maal 'n plus is 'n plus, en 3 maal 2 is 6. You could leave it like that, or you can time it in distributive law. That means the 3 times the larger number would be 3 times whatever you've got there in a bracket, so you've got to do distributive law. You could have left it like that. But now here comes the sum. They say I must find these numbers. Now I haven't written everything on the board yet. They gave me the following information. They said, as ek hierdie twee opeenvolgende getalle gekry het, dan is die 5 keer die kleiner getal 16 meer as 3 keer die groter getal. Dit klink verskriklik. And I do understand. It makes your throat close up. Because it sounds terrible. It says, 5 times the smaller one is 16 more than 3 times the larger one. Terrible. Okay, kom ons vat hom stappie vir stappie. 5 keer die kleiner een. What does 5 times the smaller one mean? Where's the smaller one? This one is the smaller one. 5 times the smaller one would mean 5 times B. 5 keer die kleiner een is mos 5B. Julle gaan punte kry daarvoor. You'll have a mark or 2 for that. Then they say, 5 times the smaller one will be 16 more than. So something's going to be equal, but it won't be. Obviously, they can't be equal. So if 5 times the smaller one is 16 more than, just wait a second with the 16, 3 times the bigger one. We've done 3 times the bigger one. Dis hoekom hulle jou gevra het om dit al klaar te doen. Hulle wil ietsie weet van 3 keer. Nou hy moet 16 meer wees as hierdie een. This one, 5 times the smaller one, must be 16 more than 3 times the larger one. This answer here. But are they equal then? No, they're definitely not going to be equal. Those two are not equal. They say 5 times the smaller one is 16 more than that one. So are they equal? No, this one is 16 more. So as hy dan meer is, gaan ek nog 16 bysit? Nee. It's already 16 more than that, so it's not equal. So to get them equal, I've either got to say subtract 16 so that they can be equal, because this is 16 more. Either subtract 16 or you can plus 16 with the smaller one so that they can equal each other. Ek besef dis moeilik mense. Maar die beginsel hier is, hierdie ene is nie gelyk aan daai een nie. Hy is 16 te veel. So he's tipping the scale. He is 16 more than that one. By 16 it's tipping the scale. So to get it equal, you've either got to minus 16 or add 16 on that side to equal the scales. So hierdie een is 16 meer, so hy maak die gewig van die skaal meer. So met ander woorde, om dit gelyk te kry, moet ek of 16 aftrek by hierdie een, of ek moet 16 bytel by daai een, which makes it a level 4 sum for a grade 8 child. Reg, want die res is nie moeilik nie. If you got to that stage, well, you would definitely have like 2 or maybe even 3 marks for writing that down because of the 5. And then everybody that made a mistake is going to add 16 here. Remember, this is already 16 more than what that is. So to tip the scales and get it equal to each other, you've either got to take away 16 here to get them equal, or add 16 there to get them equal. So hierdie een is swaarder om die gelyke te kry, moet jy 16 aftrek sodat hulle gelyk aan mekaar kan wees, of 16 bytel dat hulle gelyk aan mekaar kan wees. Ek besef dis moeilik. Okay, die res van die vraag is maklik. The rest of the question should be easy. If I gave you that, then you could do the sum, because you know you want the B's together. Okay, nou is dit 'n bietjie moeilik, want daar's B aan hierdie kant en B aan daai kant en ek soek hulle by mekaar. So you've got to either decide to take that 5B to that side or that 3B to this side, and how do you do that? Eerste ding is, jy kan die plus 3B wegkry, there's a plus 3B, by saying minus 3B, so that it's gone on the one side. So it'll appear on the other side, so let's make it a smaller equal sign there, by saying negative 3b, because what you do on the left, you do on the right. Then you'll have 5b minus 3b is 2b, minus 16 gelijk aan, en hier gaan jy hê 3b minus 3b is dan net 6. Mission accomplished because I wanted the 3b away. Does that have to be your first step? No. You could have first worked with the 16 and the 6. Jy kon eers met die getalle gewerk het. Jy hoef nie eers met die b's te gewerk het, maar om hierdie 16 nou weg te kry. Nou moet asseblief nou nie die 6 hierdie kant toe bring nie. Jy wil juist die b alleen hê. So b has been timed. The problem was I had two b's, one on the left, one on the right. So take them both to one side. It doesn't matter which side. Take them on to both to one side, and nou is ek terug by my vergelykings. Hy's gemaal en gemeen, so ek gaan om hom weg te kry, moet ek eers gaan plus. It has been timed and minus, so first get away the minus by plussing on both sides. You'll have 22 equals 2b, en om die maal weg te kry, gaan jy deel deur 2, so b se antwoord is 11. I'm happy that 11 is an odd number. Is jy ook bly? Reg, want die vraag het gesê, ek moet 'n onewe getal hierso kry. So I'm saying that the first one is 11. So what would the other one then be? b plus 2, which would be 13. Answer the question. They said, what are the two numbers? So jy moet sê, die twee getalle is 11 en 13. So the two numbers are, and I'm sure you can write 11 and 13. Let's check out everything. So if I take the smaller one and time it with 5, I get 55. And if I take the larger one and time it with 3, then you'll get 39. And if I take the smaller one, and then they said that this one then will be 16 more than that one. Is it 16 more than that one? Yes. If you add 16 to that side, it will be the same as this one. If you subtract 16 from this side, it will be the same one. So you can always check the word problems at the end if everything works out. Goed, gaat ag, ek het eintlik oorweeg om hier te stop, maar kom ons doen nog eenetjie, net dat jy kan besef hoe erg is dit eintlik. En ek wil weer vir jou sê, moenie worry oor hierdie woordsommetjies nie. Vir 'n graad 8 kind is dit baie moeilik en daar's nog baie tyd om hierdie goeters in te oefen. En as daar in 'n vraestel ietsie vir 'n woordsom is, gaan dit 2 of 3 puntjies wees. Don't worry about the word problems too much. You're still getting the hang of it. Grade 8 especially find it very hard. There's still a long way to go. If it's asked in a question paper, it'll be like 2-3 marks. Alright, die hierdie vraag het gegaan oor banke in 'n klas. It says question number 4 in that exercise 7.4. 'n Klaskamer het enkel en dubbel skoolbanke. 2 leerders kan by 'n dubbelbank sit, obviously. It says that a classroom has double school desks and they have single school desks. 2 learners can sit at a double desk. I mean, that's obvious. Then they say that there are 5 more singles than doubles. Daar's 5 meer enkelbanke as wat daar dubbels is. En altesaam kan daar 50 kinders sit. Altogether there can be 50 children in that class, huge class. Nou sê hulle by 4.1, as daar X dubbel skoolbanke is, so it's been given that the amount of double desks are X. So there are X amount of double desks. How many children can sit at each? 2. So in other words, there will be 2 times that amount of children. But these are the amount of the desks. Hier is die aantal, desks, aantal banke. So they want to know how many single desks are there. Now you can't just think about it, you've got to read it. They said there that there are 5 more single than doubles. There are 5 more single desks than double desks. How many double desks are there? X. So if there's 5 more, then it's going to be X plus 5. Hoeveel mense kan by 'n enkel enetjie sit? Die hoeveelheid banke is die hoeveelheid mense. The singles, the number of desks, is the number of people. Reg? But how many learners can sit by the double banks, the double desks? As daar soveel dubbelbanke is, dan maal ek dit net met 2, want elke een kan 2 kinders vat. So die leerders, the learners, those are the desks. Die banke. In die banke is daar X, maar die kinders wat by 'n X bank kan sit, is 2 maal X. For every one of them, 2 children can sit. So how many learners can sit at the single ones? They didn't ask this, I put it in there. The amount of children that's the amount of desks, and that's the amount of children, because 1 desk is 1 child and 6 single desks is 6 children. And then they ask me the equation, because they say that there can be 50 kids in there, and I want to know how many singles and how many doubles there are. So if there's 50 children, it doesn't mean that 50 desks, because the double desks can take 2 children. As daar 50 kinders is, beteken dit nie daar's 50 banke nie. Want die dubbelbanke kan 2 kinders bysit. So die aantal banke en die aantal kinders is nie 50 nie. So you've got to get the amount of desks, die banke, die 2 keer X, dis die aantal kinders wat by die dubbelbanke kan sit, die kinders by die dubbelbanke. The children at the double desks are 2 times X. Plus the number of children at the single desks, hier is die aantal kinders by die enkelbanke. The learners at the single desks are the number of desks. Single desks, single amount of children. Desks, but the amount of children. En as ek hierdie bymekaar tel, die wat by die dubbelbanke sit, die wat by die enkelbanke sit, moet dit vir hoeveel kinders gee? It's the amount of 50 children. Remember, you can't add the desks together and say that's the amount of children, because there will be less desks, because 2 can sit at a double desk. Alright, that's the worst part of the question, and that was the difficult thing to go and sort out. As jy nou kan uitgefigure het, hier is die aantal kinders by die dubbel, die aantal kinders by die enkel, en saam gee die aantal kinders vir jou 50. How would I then attempt the sum? Like you always have been doing the equations. Eers tel ek die gelyksoortige terme bymekaar met die koëffisiënte, 2 en 1 gee vir my 3x. Still plus the 5 equals the 50. Hoe gaan ek nou ontslaa raak van daai plus 5? Ek gaan sê min 5 en min 5 aan al 2 kante, because it was timed and added. First get away the adding by saying minus. Dit was gemaal en geplus, eers trek ek die minus 5 af. Dan bly daar 3 maal x oor, en aan daai kant is 45. Nou is 3 keer x, moet ek gaan maal met, dan gaan ek die teenoorgestelde doen, deel met. It was timed with, so I divide by, so x is equal to, and the answer should be 15. Can the answer be a fraction? I hope not, because then the desks are broken. Hierdie kan ons nou nie 'n breek wees nie, want anders het jy die som verkeerd gedoen, want hulle het vir my gesê. Daar's 'n sekere aantal, al die kinders ingepas, dan kan hy 50 kinders vat. So daar is nie 'n kind wat bo op mekaar sit of nie 'n stoel het nie. It has to work out. You can't have fractions, otherwise you've made a mistake. So that was the question. They said to me, find out how many of each of these sorts are there. So x was the doubles. So daar is x aantal, naamlik 15, dubbelbanke. And then in other words, how many of the single ones were there? Dan was daar 15 plus 5, 20 singles, enkels. Ek is seker jy kan dit Afrikaans en Engels skryf. Double English, enkel Afrikaans. So 15 and 20, but that's not 50, yes, because remember, how many people sit at a double? 2. So dis 2 kinders wat daar sit, so dis 30 kinders, learners, en hierso is net 20 kinders, en dan gee dit vir my 50 leerlinge, learners, of leerlinge. So dit add op na mekaar, maar dit was nie die vraag was hoeveel van elke bank is daar. Nou mense, ek gaan nie vir jou huiswerk gee van hierdie nie, ek wil volgende keer begin met nuwe werk, so gaan kyk net asseblief self weer vir my na hierdie somme. Try them again on your own, see if you can figure out if it makes sense at least. And then don't worry too much about the word problems.